I've got to tell you, when this news broke, it felt less like a headline and more like a nuclear blast ripping straight through the NFL landscape. I mean, stop and think about this for a second. Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland's golden ticket. The guy who's been carrying the hopes of an entire city on his shoulders. Just received a staggering $90 million offer from a rival franchise that's hellbent on ripping him away from the Browns. $90 million. That's not just money, that's a declaration of war. And make no mistake, this isn't just about contract negotiations. No, this is about one team trying to completely rewrite the story of another. From what I'm hearing, the package is unlike anything we've seen before. We're talking $65 million guaranteed. Endorsement deals structured to make him a global brand. Complete control of the offense, and even a say in the coaching staff. That's not recruiting. That's basically telling Shedeur, pack your bags, leave Cleveland tonight. And we'll give you the keys to the kingdom. And here's why this hits like a gut punch for Cleveland. Shedeur isn't just the quarterback. He's the symbol of a franchise reborn. He's the cultural shift, the financial revolution, the face on every jersey in the team shop. He's the reason season ticket sales exploded. Why national TV suddenly cares about Cleveland football again. And now, all of that could collapse in the blink of an eye. Asterisk, asterisk, let's build a totem pole together. Smash like, subscribe, and comment. If this video hits 2,000 likes, that means we're beating the Green Bay Packers. Let's make it happen. From what I've heard, Jimmy Haslam's reaction was volcanic. Phones were ringing off the hook, emergency meetings called. People in that building are panicking. And they should be, because this isn't normal. This isn't just another team sniffing around. This is an organized, calculated, hostile takeover. The rival franchise, and nobody's naming names just yet, is prepared to throw first-round picks, star players, and life-changing money just to pry Shedeur loose. But here's where things get messy. It all circles back to one man, Kevin Stefanski, and his stubborn, inexplicable decision-making. Week after week, Shedeur has shown he's the guy. He's electric. He changes the entire vibe of that offense. But Stefanski just kept rolling with Dillon Gabriel. And then came that Ravens game. On national television, the Browns' offense collapsed into complete humiliation. Ravens defenders were literally laughing on the sidelines. Baltimore's coaches were mocking the Browns' play calling. Former players couldn't believe what they were watching, and Shedeur, he'd had enough. Reports say he stormed into Stefanski's office demanding answers. Heated words flew. Stefanski dug in. And Shedeur walked out, not saying a word to teammates. That's not just frustration. That's a breaking point. That's blood in the water, and rival executives smelled it immediately. That's why this $90 million offer is so loaded. It's not just money. It's validation. It's a franchise screaming, "We see you. We believe in you. We'll build everything around you." And when you stack that against what he's dealt with in Cleveland, the benchings, the dysfunction, the second guessing, The contrast couldn't be sharper. Now, let me paint the full picture of this offer, because it's insane. Beyond the $90 million, incentives could push it past $120 million. Add another $30 million in guaranteed marketing deals. A personal chef, security detail, even private jet access. It's the kind of treatment usually reserved for guys who've already won MVPs and Super Bowls. But that's the level Shedder's at. He's not just a player, he's a phenomenon. Inside the Browns' locker room, though, chaos. Offensive linemen feel betrayed. Receivers know their numbers tank if Shedder leaves. Defensive guys are furious because they know this team can't compete without him. One veteran reportedly stood up and said, "If they let him walk, just tear it all down." That's where we're at. The unity this team fought to build all off-season is evaporating. All because the coach couldn't get out of his own way. Meanwhile, fans are losing it. Social media is on fire. Hashtags demanding Stefanski's firing are trending globally. Petitions piling up with thousands of signatures overnight. Sponsors are calling emergency meetings. The Browns finally had a superstar, finally had national respect, and now it's all at risk of collapsing because of one man's ego. And let's not ignore the bigger picture. Other teams are circling. Dallas, Miami, Vegas, the Jets, all of them desperate. All of them with the money and market power to make Shedder the face of their franchise. You think Jerry Jones wouldn't sell half of Texas to get a quarterback like this? Come on. Shedder himself has gone silent. No training videos. No posts. No appearances. For a guy who usually connects with fans, that silence speaks volumes. People close to him say he's thinking deeply about his future. And if we're honest, can you blame him? He gave Cleveland his all. He embraced the city, connected with the fans, carried the franchise into the spotlight. But after what he's been through, after how he's been treated, how much patience can one man have? And don't forget, there's another voice in all this, Deion Sanders. Coach Prime. He's been measured, but let's be real. He's not afraid to turn up the pressure. With legitimate grievances in hand, with Shedder's future hanging in the balance, Prime could push this situation into the stratosphere if he chooses. And that's a battle Cleveland does not want. Now here's the dagger, the stats. Every time Shedder has been on the field, the numbers back him up. Over 70% completion. A ridiculous touchdown-to-interception ratio. Explosive plays doubling under his command. The guy isn't just good. He's elite. And Stefanski still kept him on the bench. That's not just a mistake, that's malpractice. This entire saga has become bigger than Cleveland. Around the league, veterans are watching. Super Bowl winning quarterbacks are reaching out, telling Shedder not to waste his prime years in dysfunction. Coaches are whispering that this is a textbook example of what happens when ego gets in the way of talent, and here's what makes it terrifying for Cleveland. This isn't just about losing a quarterback. Lose Shedder, and you lose ticket sales. You lose TV ratings. You lose corporate sponsors. You lose the locker room. You lose the city. You go from resurrection to ruin overnight. The Browns are staring down an ultimatum. It's simple. Keep Stefanski and lose Shedder. Or back Shedder. Fire the coach and rebuild this thing around him like they should have done from the start. Haslam has no more wiggle room. This is legacy-defining stuff. Make the wrong move, and he'll be remembered as the owner who let a generational talent walk out the door because his coach couldn't. Swallow his pride, and the clock is ticking. Reports say Shedder has already delivered the ultimatum directly. Stefanski goes, or I go. No more middle ground. No more waiting. This isn't just about football anymore. This is about the future of an entire franchise. The Browns are 0-2. Not just winless, not just struggling. They're staring into the ugly reflection of a team that was supposed to compete for the playoffs, but instead looks like it's already running out of answers. And here's the brutal truth. In Cleveland right now, this isn't about the whole team. This isn't about the defense giving up 41 to Baltimore. This isn't about receivers dropping passes. This is about one position. The most important position, quarterback. Joe Flacco, 40 years old. The guy they pulled out of retirement to steady the ship. The guy Kevin Stefanski said, before preseason even started, would be the guy. And to be fair, in Week 1 against Cincinnati, he almost sold it. Almost. He threw for 290 yards, had flashes of competence. But those 2 interceptions, those were killers. Still, Browns fans didn't panic. They muttered, they grumbled, but they didn't riot. Because it was the Bengals. It was Burrow. And it was close. But Week 2? Man, Week 2 changed everything. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens didn't just beat the Browns, they humiliated them. 41 points. Wide open receivers. The kind of defensive breakdowns that make you want to pull your hair out. And Flacco. He looked exactly like what he is, a quarterback from another era. He finished with 25 completions on 45 attempts, 1 lonely touchdown, and a back-breaking interception. By halftime, hope was already dim. By the fourth quarter, it was ashes, and then came Myles Garrett, Cleveland's anchor, the face of the defense. He stood at that podium, stared into the cameras, and said it plain. It's embarrassing. We gotta be better. That wasn't frustration. That was fury. And in Cleveland, when leaders start using words like embarrassing, fans listen. They don't want excuses. They want change. And right there, standing on the sideline in a hoodie, watching it all unfold, was Shedder Sanders. The rookie. The son of Coach Prime. The kid who lit up college football at Colorado with his poise, his swagger, his cannon arm. A rookie? Yes. Unproven? Yes. But he's also the one thing Browns fans are starving for: hope. Because let's be real here, Flacco isn't just old. He's immobile. He's safe. He's steady. And steady doesn't win in 2025. Not when you're in the AFC North staring at Burrow, Lamar, and even Pittsburgh's defense breathing down your neck. Fans don't want steady. They want a storm. They want electricity. And they believe Shedder Sanders can be that storm. By Monday morning, Cleveland sports radio was melting down. Callers lined up one after another. This season slipping away already put Shedder in Stefanski's gonna lose the locker room if he keeps protecting Flacco. The kid's got the juice. Man, he's got that it factor. Inside the building, Stefanski stuck to the script. Flacco's the starter. The GM brushed it all off as noise. Veterans backed their guy. But let's be honest, football isn't played at podiums. It's played on Sundays. And when your offense looks stuck in the mud, when your fans are booing by the second quarter, when your stars are calling the product embarrassing, the pressure doesn't just build. It explodes. Asterisk, asterisk, let's build a totem pole together. Smash like, subscribe, and comment. If this video hits 2,000 likes, that means we're beating the Green Bay Packers. Let's make it happen. And Cleveland knows explosions. They've lived through them before. The cursed kicks. The quarterback carousels. The playoff collapses. Patience in this city. That died a long time ago. And now, every incomplete pass from Flacco, every 3 and out, every pick he throws. It's just pouring gasoline on the fire. The Browns gambled everything on this setup. They cut Tyler Huntley. They shipped out Kenny Pickett. They went all in on a 40-year-old and 2 rookies. And now, the fans don't care about Dillon Gabriel, the other rookie. They barely mention him. Because Shedder's shadow looms too large. This isn't just a quarterback controversy. It's a battle of eras. Joe Flacco, the fading twilight. Shedder Sanders, the blazing sunrise. And Cleveland fans, they're tired of sunsets. They want a dawn dot by midweek. Chants for Shedder started echoing from practice clips. Talk shows weren't asking if he should play. They were debating when. Fans were showing up to practices in Sanders jerseys, posting college highlights on Twitter, talking about him like he's already the savior. But here's the crossroads. And it's brutal. If Stefanski sticks with Flacco, this season could unravel before October. If he throws Shedder in too early, he risks breaking a rookie quarterback before he's ready. It's the kind of decision that can cost a coach his job or save it. And make no mistake, this city will not wait quietly. They will demand Sanders. They already are. Because the truth is, Cleveland isn't just desperate for a quarterback. They're desperate for belief, for identity, for hope. And Shedder Sanders, fair or not, has become the embodiment of all of it. So here we are, 2 weeks in, and the Browns aren't just fighting opponents, they're fighting themselves. Veterans versus rookies. Stability versus spark. Past versus future. And if something doesn't change fast, the dog pound won't just be barking. They'll be howling, demanding Shedder.